Let's hear it for the Wonder Woman Work It Studio Flash Mob. Please welcome the Greater Washington Urban League Board of Directors and the new chairman of the board, Mr. Michael Aiken.
Good evening. You can do better than that. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. A round of applause for our flash mob tonight. My name is Michael Aiken, and I am honored and humbled to be the new chair of the Greater Washington Urban League. I'm especially pleased to have the other members of the board of directors up on stage with me today to welcome you to the program and to introduce our new president. Well, I am the new chair of the Urban League, and the Urban League has a new president. There are other new people in the audience here tonight, and I'd like to start by recognizing a couple of them. We have Harry Wingo, the new president and CEO of the DC Chamber of Commerce at the GW table. Harry. We also have the new chief librarian of the DC Public Library System, Mr. Richard Reyes-Gavilan. Richard, he is at the Nationals table. Thank you for being here. As you can already tell, things are different this year at the Gala. Heck, we're all here in sneakers, some of us with red socks. There's some dancing. There have been some changes this year, and there are more on the way. President Lambert and I are committed to moving this league aggressively forward. We share an aspirational urgency that drives our work. But, and this is important, we will always do this work in a way that respects and honors the incredible legacy of this organization and in a way that builds upon the strengths of those who preceded us. Folks like Jerry Moore, with 35 years of board service and 19 of those as chair. Jerry, you set the standard for what it means to be a civic and community leader in this town. Kudos to you, Jerry. And of course, folks like Maudine Cooper, should I say Dr. Maudine Cooper. After 24 years as president and CEO of this fine organization, Maudine retired last year. And like most of you in the room, I am personally involved in the league because of Miss Cooper. She recruited me back when I was a youngin' at George Washington University, brought me onto the advisory board and then the full board of directors. And it's only fitting then that GW will be honoring Ms. Cooper with an honorary degree this year at their commencement on the National Mall. Congratulations, Dr. Cooper. And GW, thank you. So now that we're all settled in and we're all energetic, this is the point in the program where I'm going to spend the next 45 minutes outlining my vision for the Greater Washington Urban League. You would see a coup, and I would no longer be chair. I believe this town has more than enough talking and that real progress comes from doing. So if you want to get a sense of my priorities, the board's priorities, and the president's priorities, please look at our welcome letters and the copy of Uplift magazine. And when you're there, please take a very careful look at the sponsor profiles and our partner profiles. And I mean that sincerely, not just because our sponsors are the reasons we are here in this stunning setting for a beautiful night, but much more importantly, it's our sponsors, our partners, our friends, all of you that allow us to do the critical work we do each and every day on behalf of the residents of this region. So thank you. And now, in the spirit of doing, it's my pleasure to kick off the evening by announcing a brand new partnership for the Greater Washington Urban League, this one with the Washington Nationals Baseball Club. We are honored to have representatives from the Nats here tonight, including Vice President Gregory McCarthy. This new partnership goes way beyond simply giving away tickets, which the Nats already do for a wide variety of community-based causes. This partnership is predicated on the belief that by combining the unparalleled community reach of the Urban League with the power and prestige of the Nationals, we can have a real and lasting positive impact on our communities. This is a multifaceted, multi-year partnership, and we will be announcing details in the coming weeks and months. But tonight, I'm excited to announce that as part of this partnership, May 27th will be the Greater Washington Urban League Black Heritage Night at Nationals Park. Please mark your calendars now, as this will be a night you will not want to miss. We've got it up here if you need the information. This is an exciting new partnership, and I want to personally thank the Nationals for coming to the table in such a big way. And now, on behalf of the entire board of directors, it is my distinct pleasure and true honor to introduce the new president and CEO of the Greater Washington Urban League. Upon learning of Ms. Cooper's well-deserved plans for retirement, the board launched a nationwide search under the very capable direction of board member Walter Oliver. This was a tough search, not because we didn't have good candidates, but because we had lots of good candidates. And yet, through multiple rounds of interviews, one candidate consistently rose to the top. The candidate went on not just to be the unanimous choice for the nominating committee, but of the board as a whole. It's my pleasure to bring him up here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president and CEO of the Greater Washington Urban League, Mr. George Lambert.
Good evening, friends of the Greater Washington Urban League. Welcome, and I'm so delighted that all of you are here. Thank you. Thank you to Michael Lakin, our dynamic board chair, and members of our board of directors for the vote of confidence. I offer you my profound gratitude. I assure you that working together, we will take the Greater Washington Urban League to new pinnacles of success with a vision of innovation, exemplary service delivery, and renewed commitment. I also want to echo Chairman Aiken's remarks regarding Chairman Jerry Moore. In my short time as president and CEO, and I tell everybody now really my 60 days of wisdom, if you will, I have already served two chairmen. Jerry Moore started me out, and Michael Aiken will keep me on track as we partner in progress. Thank you, Chairman Jerry Moore. And also thank you, Mrs. Moore, for sharing Chairman Moore with us. Let's give her a hand. I am humbled and honored to accept the reins of leadership from the esteemed, my good friend, the one and only Maudine Cooper. Maudine, I have not seen you tonight, but where are you at? Over there. Okay. When Maudine passed the baton to me, she said, "George, go for it." And Maudine, those words did resonate with me. And in fact, in the good book, the last two words, interesting enough, in the book of Exodus, and it's chapter 15 and verse 14, the words are, "Go for it." Okay? So, Maudine, please know that I will go forward, but I will go forward with the seeds that you have sown. Thank you, Maudine. Please give her another hand. I was humbled when Mayor Gray stopped by to visit me, and it was on my second day on the job, to welcome me back home. And I suspect few mayors offer that type of personal touch. So for that, I would like to publicly thank Mayor Gray. I don't think he's here yet, but I do certainly want to thank him in his absence. He will be here later. I also was humbled when Prince George's County Executive Sharon Baker graciously met with me within my first 2 weeks on the job. And he's sitting right here at my table, table 44, but please give County Executive Sharon Baker a hand. I'm also looking forward to meeting with the Montgomery County exec. He will not be with us tonight, but Exec Leggett, and so I just wanted to shout out to him as well. Please allow me for a moment to introduce my family. Again, the lovely lady that I blew the kiss to is my wife of 22 years, Bernadette. Please recognize my wife right here. Stand up here, please. And, of course, the handsome young gentleman that's referred to often as the voice is my son, Guy Lambert. Now, I haven't seen Guy. Guy, are you here? Justine, is Guy here yet? I have to ask Dr. Justine Love. She keeps up with him. Okay, well, I'm not sure. Now, let me tell you what's not in my script tonight, and this was a total surprise to me. My youngest daughter lives in Atlanta, Florida, and she had said to my wife and I that she was not going to be here. I just saw her a few minutes ago. She's here. Victoria, where are you at? There she is, back there. Thank you for coming, Vicki, and she have a couple of her girlfriends with her as well, so thank all of you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here tonight to declare that the Greater Washington Urban League is on the move. We're moving forward with new leadership and a vision to strengthen our brand. We're moving forward by leading new initiatives to support economic empowerment and minority business enterprise. We're moving forward to continue our work in housing, health, education, and workforce development. The Washington region is still in need of a champion to help close the gap on foreclosures and home ownership. I've taken the liberty of inviting myself into the discussion around gentrification with an eye toward moderating the conversation. As demonstrated by the 9 scholarships that we are giving tonight in partnership with many of our corporate partners, we clearly have set a course for advocacy and progress through educational scholarships. Our workforce development programs, where we are empowering communities through training and job referrals, are benefiting business and government, while impacting individuals and families. We are providing opportunities for livable wages and upward mobility. We will continue this work with renewed and energetic force. Now, it is wonderful that we are only a few steps away from the White House, and I think that our proximity is symbolic as we look to continue collaborations with government agencies. And we are thrilled that President Obama's My Brother's Keeper initiative, which really mirrors the work that a lot of Urban League affiliates across the country have been engaged in for the past 100 years on behalf of African Americans and other underserved populations. In fact, I've already started conversation around vision matching with a few of our corporate partners regarding an initiative called Save Our Sons. Ladies and gentlemen, Save Our Sons is a program that will put the spotlight on the issue of diabetes and obesity with African American men. You ladies know that most of the time you all have to drag us to the doctor, okay? But point being, when we save our sons, we save America. Yes, you can clap on that, absolutely. We're on the move with the District of Columbia government agencies. We will fortify and expand our footprint in Prince George's and Montgomery counties. We will revolutionize our social service delivery model to encourage more community members to turn to us for leadership, for guidance, for advocacy, and support. We're on the move in the private sector, gaining new corporate partners. Quite frankly, we would not be able to effectively serve the greater good without the valuable social investment of our network of corporate partners. So I want to thank all of our corporate partners that are here tonight. And next year, we look forward to seeing even more of our corporate partners involved with the League. We are on the move with Generation X through the Young Professional Initiatives by gathering and nurturing new leaders for the future. We want to engage in a high level of succession planning through our work with emerging leaders. Please go to #WeGotNow to learn more about our presence in the national arena, particularly with Generation X. We're on the move as we increase our social media presence on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and other mediums. We're on the move as we create a culture of philanthropy throughout the Greater Washington Urban League organization as we set funding goals to meet and match our mission. We're on the move with our dedicated staff that have helped to build the Greater Washington Urban League infrastructure. And all of the staff in the room, I do want you to stand, and those of you who are working this, please raise your hand. Ladies, please, and gentlemen, please recognize our staff members in the room. Finally, we are on the move, energizing our core base while recruiting young and seasoned professionals like our Thursday Network to lend their time, their talent in new ways. Healthy volunteerism has been and will continue to be an integral force that will keep us in motion. A sincere thanks to all of our volunteers here tonight, and I would encourage you to please have a conversation with them regarding how you can play a role in our movement. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me say to you in no uncertain terms, if you've heard nothing else that I've said, please know that here is the core of where the Greater Washington Urban League is. We are energized. We are up to the task. We are prepared. We are forward thinkers. We are on the move. Please join us in this journey. Thank you.
Please welcome our hosts from NBC4, Mr. Jim Dance and Mr. Chris Lawrence.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Are you here? I said, hi, y'all. Come on, wake up. It's still early in the evening. I am thrilled to be here again, one more time. My relationship with the Urban League goes way back to a time when many of you in this room were skinny in your stacked heels and your flared bell-bottom pants, whatever you call it. You remember that. I had black hair back then, and a lot of it. And I had a flat belly and a whole lot less of that. That was then. Now, I say all of that for a reason. Mary Jack is the wonderfully gifted producer of this show. On the script in front of me, what Mary Jack wants me to do now is to do some moves in keeping with what the flash mob here just did. I promise you I am not going to do that. If I were to do that, somebody would be up here on this mic hollering, is there a doctor in the house?
Because everybody had their camera ready to capture that moment.
I ain't playing that Facebook thing with any of y'all. What I would like to do is to seriously introduce to many of you and welcome heartily one of the strongest, smartest, most capable men in the journalism industry today, and I am so happy that he is part of our team. It's a strong brother and a good brother. Ladies and gentlemen in Washington, D.C., would you say hi to Chris Lawrence? This is my man.
Thank you. Thank you very much, man.
And welcome to D.C., Chris.
Thank you very much.
Now, where we are going from here is we are going to honor not only the new leadership team of the league, but also we are going to deal with some individuals who have made their mark in sports, in health, in fitness. We're talking about people on the move.
That's right. And I want to say, as someone who has watched his wife pry her heels off at the end of nights like this, who has massaged her feet after hours and hours, I got to ask the ladies here tonight, how does it feel to step out in sneakers? Now, that also means there's no excuse not to get up and move when you hear DJ Sweat play something that you like, because you're in sneakers tonight. And I also have to say, ladies, how you feel tonight, that's how we feel every single day.
And it feels good. It feels good.
Well, we really want to recognize some of the people that we're honoring tonight. She was 15 when she won a gold medal in London. She was born in D.C. She lives in Bethesda. She's an Olympian and a world record holder, Katie Ledecky. For a lot of you Caps fans, all I have to say is Game 7, Boston Bruins, overtime. And you know who I'm talking about, Joel Ward.
That's right.
And thirdly, a name that some of you may not know, but her accomplishments are simply remarkable. She is the first African-American woman to coach and win with an NCAA men's golf team, Dr. Katana Starks.
Let's take a look at them all.
Ledecky is one of the finest swims you'll ever see. 15 years of age, the youngest ever to win the longest race for women here. Belmonte Garcia.
Knuble coming with Ward. Knuble with a chance. Backhander loose. They score! They score! They score! It's over! Ward on the rebound. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Boston.
Of Dr. Katana Starks, a former swim coach at Tennessee State in Nashville, who took on the challenge of coaching men's golf in the 80s. Her team became formidable on the course.
It's really an incredible lineup tonight. You're going to meet all of them later on in the program. But first, what we want to do is really focus on one of the many, just one of the many commitments of the Urban League, and that's their dedication to education.
And now, to introduce this year's scholarship winners and their sponsors, welcome our honorary chair. It is Michael Golden. He's the regional president of Wells Fargo. Also, Roger A. Crone, the President, Network and Space Systems at the Boeing Company. Welcome to the stage.
Good evening.
Good to have you here.
Good evening, and what a terrific evening it's going to be. It's quite an honor to serve tonight as the honorary chair of this wonderful gala. For more than 16 years, Wells Fargo has worked closely with the Greater Washington, D.C. Urban League, providing financial support and partnering on numerous committee programs that improves the lives of the Greater Washington area. Roger?
Great, thanks. The League has always been focused on education, and so it's my pleasure to introduce this year's Scholarship Award recipients and their spouses. Continuing with our theme of On the Move, our students share what's next. You get to witness them and where they go as they are on the move.
Hello, my name is Joe Adams. I'm with Giant Food. I'd like to introduce our scholarship student.
Hi, my name is Deja Lawrence. I attend Woodrow Wilson High School, and I want to attend North Carolina A&T.
I'm Kara Scoff with Thursday Network, and we're proud to present our scholarship students.
Hello, I'm Deanne Tetri. I'm from James Hubert Blake High School, and I wish to go to Rutgers University in the fall.
Hello, my name is Wesley Dickerson with Pepsi Beverages Company, and I'd like to introduce our scholarship student.
Hi, my name is Robin Martin. I attend Anacostia High School, and I hope to attend Trinity Washington University in the fall.
Hi, I'm Chris Pardell, and I go to Washington High School, and I plan on attending the University of Maryland in the fall.
Hi, my name is Craig Muckle, Manager of Public Affairs for Safeway, and this is my son Christopher. We're here to introduce you to this year's Greater Washington Urban League Safeway Scholars.
My name is Jennifer Argueta Cruz. I go to Columbia Heights Educational Campus, and I hope to go to Georgetown University in the fall.
My name is Jonah Jackson. I attend Theodore Roosevelt High School, and I'll be attending Penn State Altoona next year.
Hello, I'm Akram Giroux. I attend Benjamin Banneker Academic High School. I hope to attend Cornell University in the fall.
Hello, my name is Bernie McGill. I attend Washington Mathematics, Science, and Technology, and I plan on attending Delaware State University.
My name is Deja Monet Williams. I attend Capital City Public Charter School, and I hope to be going to Virginia Commonwealth University.
Hey, I'm Melissa Zamora. I go to Sherwood High School, and in the fall, I plan on attending University of Maryland College Park.
Congratulations and good luck to our scholarship students.
Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce my co-chair, Kim Horn, president of Kaiser Permanente Medical in Atlantic States, with an important message. Kim?
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. What a pleasure to be here tonight. And I didn't get the memo about the sneakers. As a local leader in healthcare, Kaiser Permanente believes that everyone deserves access to an innovative healthcare system that combines not only quality care but coverage. And by doing so, we help people live longer and healthier lives. But, you know, quality care, living longer, living happier, more productive lives is more than just delivering health care. It's about having healthy communities that have places that are safe for kids to play, people to have physical activity, where people can find jobs and have access to healthy food. And so it's because of that Kaiser Permanente is involved with organizations like the Urban League. And each year we give back to our communities to empower them to help everyone succeed. We last year alone gave more than $75 million back to communities in the form of charitable care, nutrition, healthy neighborhoods, activities with schools, and we couldn't be more proud to be with you tonight. Thank you.
And we also want to bring to the stage the Prince George's County Executive, Rashawn Baker, to greet you all tonight. Rashawn.
What's up, bro? How you doing, man? Good. Good to see you again.
Okay. Thank you. I have my own theme music now. Isn't that cool? Barry Hudson's out there somewhere. Barry, I want theme music. It is my pleasure to be here to congratulate George and the Greater Washington Urban League for all that you're doing. Can we give George another round of applause for the journey he's starting? And if we could give the board members a round of applause too, because they do a great job and they picked a great individual. It is not easy to try and fill the shoes, I don't know if you ever can, of Maudine Cooper, who is a giant and a great person. If we can give her a round of applause, I'd appreciate it. I am so glad, and as George said, upon taking the reins, he came out to Prince George's County and he sat down with us and talked about expanding the programs to Prince George's County and to Montgomery County. And with that, I'm glad that the president of the county council in Montgomery County is here with us. Craig Rice, if you could stand up, please, so that Montgomery County is here. We give him a round of applause. So as we were thinking about what to say tonight, we came across this quote, which I think is apropos, from Whitney Young. It said, "It is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than have an opportunity and not be prepared." The philosophy of the Urban League and the philosophy of this Baker administration is the same, and that is we want to be prepared for opportunity. And so with that in mind, I am so glad that the Urban League will be part of those discussions around housing, around foreclosures, around workforce development and economic development and health disparities. Because if you think about it, those are the issues that keep a good community from being great. And so we salute the Urban League, and we like your theme, On the Move, because I think there was an article sometime in the past about Prince George's County by this small paper called the Washington Post that called us a county on the move. So I kind of like that On the Move theme. So here's to you, and here's to our partnership. We look forward to working with you and always doing a great interview with your son, Guy Lambert. He's the best. Thank you, and have a great evening. Thank you.
And now, put your hands together for the mayor of our great city, Mayor Vincent Gray.
Thank you very much. Let me say good evening to everybody. I am delighted to be here at the 42nd Whitney Young dinner. I'm delighted to be here to celebrate the 76th anniversary of the Greater Washington Urban League, one of the absolutely outstanding organizations in the District of Columbia. You know, I have been a fan of the Urban League far longer than me entering this position and far longer than me being into political life. So many years that I'm afraid to even count at this point. But the Urban League has been such a great partner for the District of Columbia government. We have a program that we operate with them called the HPAP program, the Home Purchase Assistance Program, which is for first-time home buyers in the District of Columbia. And as the city becomes increasingly competitive and increasingly pricey, which we know is happening at this stage, isn't it important for us to be able to continue to have assistance for people who want to buy a home in the District of Columbia? So, and by the way, I am delighted that just a few months ago, we put into affordable housing $187 million in order to make the District of Columbia more affordable. And I just made the commitment last week in the State of the District address to add another $100 million to that. I don't think there's any jurisdiction in America that's putting up $287 million in order to make the District of Columbia a place where people who want to be here can continue to be here. I want to send a shout out to my good friend Maureen Cooper, who did such a great job leading the Urban League. Come on, give it up for Maureen Cooper. And I want to congratulate, her replacement, who I've gotten to know rather well. I think it was his second day on the job. I went down and said hello to him just to make sure he was getting settled in. And how about a big hand for George Lambert, the new CEO of the Greater Washington Urban League. And as a part of the change, we also saw a real icon, a real giant who gave so many years of his life to be the chair of the board of the Greater Washington Urban League. I think it was 19 years he served as chair, and that is, of course, Jerry Moore III. Come on, y'all can do better than that. And I want to congratulate Michael Aiken, who has taken on the responsibility. I think that as long as people need jobs, as long as people need housing, as long as people need an education, which I think that will be a while, there will always be an important place for the Greater Washington Urban League in the District of Columbia. And as long as I'm mayor, ladies and gentlemen, and we intend to be that for a while, okay? As long as and as long as I am mayor, there will be a place in the city, working with the city, for the Greater Washington Urban League. So again, I appreciate you all coming out for this 42nd anniversary of the Greater Washington Urban League and celebrating 76 years of service to the District of Columbia. Thank you all very much and enjoy the rest of the evening.
All right, thank you very much, Mayor Vincent Gray and the Work of Divas for an incredible performance tonight. This year, the reason we're all in sneakers is because the league has chosen to honor those who are on the move and that motivate all of us. They're all a reminder that belief in self-sacrifice, hard work, and dedication can turn dreams into realities.
Thank you. Our first honoree is the world's first year's World and American Swimmer of the Year. First female World American Swimmer of the Year. At the age of 14, she was a world record holder and won the impressive 800-meter freestyle swim at the 2012 Olympics. She also is a world record holder at the 1,500-meter freestyle and an American record holder for the 400-meter freestyle. That's a mouthful, and it's really impressive, I tell you. She is committed to the community, though, but her real goal is her heart. And because of her community service, she's an inspiration to all of us, all that know her and all that know about her. Now, take a look at the video.
Young one on the American team, 2 years younger than Missy, and here she is. Can she take the world record? She's taken the best in the world. It might elude her. It won't matter. Belmonte Garcia is going to get a second silver medal, and Adlington will get bronze. Ledecky is one of the finest swims you'll ever see. 15 years of age, the youngest ever to win the longest race for women here.
It was such a surreal moment, just being in an Olympic final. I just tried to take every moment in. I remember flipping at the 600 mark of the 800 race, which I was swimming at the Olympics, and that's when it hit me, and it was like waking up from a dream, and I just said to myself, wait, what is this? I'm at the Olympics? I'm winning at the Olympics? What is this? So it was a crazy feeling and something I'll never forget.
What's going through your head as that flag was rising?
Honestly, I just remembered watching all of those podium ceremonies when I was a little kid and just seeing how inspiring those were, and just being on that gold medal stand was just unbelievable and a dream come true. There's so much I'll remember from the Olympics. I was a part of such a special U.S. swim team. Michael Phelps was on it, competing in his last Olympics, and so many other great swimmers that I was able to share the moments with. I was able to walk in opening ceremonies, which a number of swimmers aren't able to do because the competition is the day after, but my race was later on in the week, so opening ceremonies is definitely a day that I'll never forget. I still have chills thinking about it. I think really just that anything is possible and you never know what you can do. I'm I think one of those few people that never had an Olympic dream when I was younger. It never even crossed my mind. So I think the important thing is to set goals and take things each step of the way and see where it leads you, and keep track of what you're possible of doing, and just work towards the impossible.
Please welcome Olympic gold medalist and world record holder Katie Ledecky.
Thank you. I'm extremely grateful to the Greater Washington Urban League for this honor, and very grateful for everything they do for this community. I'm very grateful for this community, for all the support I've received the past couple of years. It's meant the world to me, and any way I can give back to the community is very special to me because of how much I've felt from this community. So thanks to this community for being great, and for everything that you do. You really do make an impact in our community on a number of different levels. So thank you very much.
Good evening. Our next honoree dominates on the ice. Last year, he knocked in the winning score to help the Caps excel in the second round in the Stanley Cup. A lifelong goal, Joel Ward believes his sport is for everyone, and he's doing his part to make sure that happens.
I started playing hockey at the age of 6. Was my first year of organized hockey, and you know, growing up in Toronto, hockey is a very popular sport. It's a big part of the culture, and you know, having parents from you know, immigrants from Barbados, it was obviously a tough struggle too growing up. So getting into the sport of hockey is different for our family, but my two older brothers you know, played a little bit, and I just was the little guy around the rink chasing them, and once I got a chance to get out there on the ice, I fell in love with it, and putting a hockey stick in my hand, even today, is it's one of the best feelings I've ever had.
Brought back on by Knuble, moving up front, Knuble and shot, ball up into the rebound, they score! It is Ward, and the Capitals have moved on!
I scored a goal against Boston in the Game 7 to eliminate the Bruins. What a feeling that was at the time. You know, I was simply just trying to do something what everybody else on the team was trying to do, was score a goal, and it just seemed to take a negative effect towards some because of the color of my skin. To see a lot of African American kids out there participating in the game of hockey, and a lot of different minority and different backgrounds out there, it's great to see. You know, hockey's come a long way for sure, but still more room to grow. But again, I definitely take pride of you know, trying to give back. It's my duty, I think, as being a professional athlete and a pro hockey player here in Washington, is to give back to the community that kind of accepted you and embraced you here in DC. It's been a great game. It's opened avenues for me. I was fortunate to get a scholarship at a small school, University of Prince Edward Island, and was fortunate to get my degree. You know, and on the ice part of it, it's just unbelievable game to get out there and to hear the puck moving in a fresh sheet of ice is something I love to hear, and I still love it. I come to the rink every day with a smile on my face. I was fortunate to play professional hockey and make a living at it, and you know, I could definitely never take that for granted. It's made me humble for sure as a person, and would love everyone to kind of you know, live their dreams and do something that you love. It is an unbelievable feeling.
For any of the non-hockey fans, Joel's actually working tonight, unlike me. They're out on the West Coast, but he wants to send his appreciation, and the video will express that.
Thank you, Greater Washington Urban League, at the 42nd Annual Whitney Young Gala. It's ironic that it's the 42nd year. I wear number 42 in honor of Jackie Robinson. So, again, I appreciate you thinking about me, and it's definitely been a huge honor for sure. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there tonight. We're on a road trip here in California, but hopefully the Washington Capitals, hopefully we get a big win for you here tonight. Again, I'd like to just say thank you for everybody. Again, and for all the kids out there, just let you know that hockey is for everybody. Everybody be encouraged of playing the sport of ice hockey. I fell in love with it at the age of 6 and encourage you all to come out, catch a game, and inspire all your kids to come out and play hockey as well. It's a beautiful game. And again, I'd just like to say thank you, love you all, and all the best.
Joel, you are missed, but receiving for Joel tonight, if he's in the house, is Neil Anderson, founder of the Fort DuPont Ice Hockey Program, a developmental program that provides local and inner-city youth in Washington, D.C. the opportunity to participate in an organized hockey program. Please welcome Neil. Neil, are you here tonight? We'd love to see you, Neil. It's an honor, Neil.
Thank you. Thank you very much for what you have just said. I thank you for Joel, which is a great guy. I've been knowing him for many years, and I appreciate the opportunity for accepting this award in Joel's name. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Urban League. Our next honoree has a remarkable story and has accomplished a noble feat. As a former swim coach at Tennessee State, she took on the job of the men's NCAA golf team, a first for an African-American woman. Remember this name, Dr. Katana Starks.
Dr. Katana Starks, a former swim coach at Tennessee State in Nashville, who took on the challenge of coaching men's golf in the 80s. Her team became formidable on the course.
Wasn't allowed on golf courses. I remember the guys bringing some clubs and we'd make holes in the field, pretending we were hitting balls.
The scars were deep, but she was tenacious. No one expected her to win as coach of men's golf, but she did.
And I started thinking about, I want to be competitive. I was tired of coming in last place in the Ohio Valley Conference. And I wanted to be competitive. That's always been my key. So I said, I'm going to go out and get me some other talent.
Stark's team won an NCAA regional championship invitation early on and a Division I record with the lowest scores for the National Minority Championship. Starks proved women could excel as coaches in any sport.
All right, give it up. So Katana Stark's story is so phenomenal, it has been made into a movie released nationally next month. Playing Katana is a D.C. native, Taraji P. Henson. Give it up for Taraji. Oh, no, I'm kidding. She's not in the house. I couldn't resist. Here is a clip from In the Rough.
Start with your name and where you're from.
Edward, London. Cameron, Queensland, Australia. Bassam, Algerian.
Hanji Young, So South Korea. Y'all can call me Young G.
Young G.
Like Ali, Tupac.
Next.
Yeah, am I the only black person on the team?
Well, not unless you count Young Jeezy, Sweezy. What is it?
Young G.
None of us had it easy, including me. When your life is too easy, you get soft. And that's what I need for this team. I need toughness.
All right. So now, please join me in welcoming Dr. Katana Starks.
Very much. It is a pleasure being here, and I want to really thank the Urban League for this honor. It was a wonderful experience coaching men's golf. But I had coached so many other men's sport that it didn't faze me, but I suppose that everyone else saw that it was something wonderful to do. But I want to let you know that it was difficult in some instances because of who I was and the fact that I was just a female short lady. But I worked hard, and as I said initially, I wanted to be competitive. I wanted to win. And I know that some of you may be familiar with Sean Foley, who is Tiger Woods' swing coach. He was one of my players that I coached. I have another young man who is also on the European tour, who became the first All-American golfer for Tennessee State. He's from Europe. And I have another young man, Sam Perrier, who was assistant coach at Stanford when they won the NC2A. He left there and became head coach, the first African-American head coach at Michigan State. And now he's at Queens College in North Carolina. But I have other young men who are doing more than anything else, being successful. As I always preach, you had to graduate if you played for me. One is sitting out here, Gwilyn Arnick, who lives here and works in the industry here. In fact, the gentleman who started this whole deal was one from Sweden who introduced himself, who graduated and went on to share the kind of technique that I use to motivate them in getting people and young people that he worked with to be successful. And this is how this movie came about. But I just think that it is a wonderful experience for me because I have enjoyed coaching men. I did coach girls in high school, but in coaching the guys, it was just a different experience. You almost had to be a parent. I was a great listener. We had some wonderful events that occurred in the van as we traveled. I had to drive the entire time, but it was wonderful. And so I think a lot of mothers would have been very thankful for the things that we discussed and shared. So that's why I think they're great parents now, and I am really proud of all of them. Thank you very much. Oh, and by the way, make sure you take as many people as possible to the theaters.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to be wearing sneakers with my gown, and also to bring greetings on behalf of the National Urban League, our president and CEO, Mark Morial, the other 94 affiliates spread throughout 36 states and 300 communities, our young professionals, the members of our National Urban League Guild, and the other Washington Urban League, the National Urban League Washington Bureau, which I direct and which represents our organization, including the Greater Washington Urban League, before the United States Congress and the executive branch. As a native Washingtonian, it is always a delight to attend the annual Whitney M. Young Jr. Memorial Gala and to celebrate the impact of the Greater Washington Urban League here in my home city. Mark, who sends his regrets due to an unavoidable conflict, his wife Michelle Miller, is being honored tonight at the Hampton University, and I wish to congratulate George Lambert, our talented, dedicated, and driven new CEO, for smoothly executing the baton handoff from the iconic Maudine Cooper, and for continuing to lead this organization in its historic work of bringing jobs, housing, education, and opportunity to those in need. With his committed staff, board, and volunteers, already this year, George has been able to build upon Maudine's foundation by sowing the groundwork for a new focus on supports for small business, and the National Urban League looks forward to partnering with him as he strengthens the program offerings of this organization. In just 2 weeks, the leadership of the National Urban League will converge on Washington for our 11th annual NUL on the Hill conference. George and his colleagues will bring critical messages to our policymakers as we seek to protect the federal investments that sustain the core of our work, as we demand that every American who wants a job not only has one, but that job pay a living wage with good benefits. And as we call for the restoration of voting rights for those of us here in D.C. who are taxed without representation, and for those of us across the country who face midterm elections without the protections provided in Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act, which was overturned last year, We will meet with new members of President Obama's cabinet, including Transportation Secretary Fox, Labor Secretary Perez, and Cabinet Secretary Broderick Johnson. And we will connect with members of the Congressional Black Caucus, the conscience of the Congress, and other members of the House and Senate who champion the work of the League. Also at that time, we will release our annual State of Black America report, which we have released almost continuously for the past 36 years. This year, we will focus on the challenges of underemployment and the struggle for income equality. Even as we are pleased that these issues of wage fairness and the wealth gap are coming to the front and center of our national debate, we remain motivated by what our annual analysis shows. In 2014, African Americans and Latinos are still enjoying only slightly more than 70% of the employment, housing, education, social justice, and economic benefits that white Americans enjoy. And here in D.C., we see that while people of color and white Americans who have jobs experience a lower wage disparity than in many other cities across the nation, there is still a significant employment disparity. The unemployment rate for African Americans in D.C. is at 12%, and for white Americans it is 4.2%. So clearly there is still work for us to do. I don't know about all of you, but when I see the gridlock on Capitol Hill, the inability of our lawmakers to act on behalf of the American people, it seems less and less likely that we will be able to come together to solve the problems that keep us from achieving the justice and equality that should characterize a nation built upon the ideals outlined in the Declaration of Independence. But this is what I love about the Urban League. Even when lawmakers can't pass a budget or protect the vote or refuse to stop voting to try to overturn the Affordable Care Act, even then, children are being taught to read, unemployed adults are learning how to search for jobs online, small businessmen and women are receiving access to training and capital, families are buying new homes every day in Urban League affiliates around the country. I think that's worth applause. The National Urban League and our affiliates have served more than 10 million people over the past 5 years, and more than 70,000 of those people were served right here by the Greater Washington Urban League in the last year alone. And that's another reason to celebrate. So tonight, as we celebrate our awardees and present our scholarships, as we commemorate the legacy of Whitney M. Young Jr., let us remember his exhortation. Support the strong, give courage to the timid, remind the indifferent, and warn the opposed. Justice and equality need not be easy to be worth pursuing, and the National Urban League stands with the Greater Washington Urban League in its ongoing work to empower communities and change lives. Thank you.
We have had a wonderful time. We thank you for supporting the League. Tonight, my commitment has been fueled by the challenge and possibilities of what is next. And now we would like to acknowledge the person whose shoes will be hard to fill, if not impossible to fill in my case, the chairman of the board for 19 years, Mr. Jerry Moore. For all of you who know Jerry, you know that he is a music enthusiast. He is particularly into old school Motown. So as you watch his journey, it is his personal playlist that accompanies this video montage. Mr. Moore, this is for you.
Son, you're growing up now. Pretty soon you'll take a bride. And then she said, just because you become a young man now, there's still some things that you don't understand now. Before you ask some girl for a hand now, keep your freedom for as long as you can now. My mama told me, you better shop around. Oh yeah, you better shop around.
Wanna buy a new car, but the price ain't right. Ain't that gold? Be a damn sight cheaper. Yes, it would. Start riding the bike.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a very warm welcome for an icon in this community, Chairman Jerry Moore. So I've just told Chairman Moore that we are all coming to his house for the next party.
Well, I wish somebody had told me about this. Being a preacher's son, one that is never short for words, but today is the day I'm short for words. But I will say this: well-being. Well-being. Two simple words. One is an adjective, the other is a noun. But it is a stage of life that each of us, no matter where we are, no matter what our station in life, pursues. That is something that the Greater Washington Urban League, together with its partners, has been pursuing over the last 77 years. I've had the pleasure and the honor of working with a fine group of people, a group of heroes, if you will, who have given their lives over the years, over the last 77 years, to bring well-being to the people of the Greater Washington community, meaning the District of Columbia, suburban Maryland, suburban Virginia for a while, and for all the people here in our area. I want to thank the staff, those heroes on the staff. I want to thank those heroes on the board of directors, and I want to thank the presidents of the Greater Washington Urban League under whom I have served over the last years, those being John Jacob, Jerome Page, Betty Whaley, and of course the inimitable Maudine Rice Cooper. It's been a great run, folks, and I thank you all for it all. Thank you.
I bet y'all have every one of those songs in his collection in your own. Am I right? That and 1,000 more. Folks, thank you so much. I have had such a good time being here, and also just spent a wonderful amount of time with my new brother here. And thank you one and all for coming and joining us.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to DJ Sweat as well. I mean, this is the first time in years I have heard a playlist that didn't involve Dora or Doc McStuffin. So kudos to you. Kudos to you. But thank you very much for being part of such a wonderful evening. Again, you have really blessed all of us by being here tonight. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful night. And please, please drive safely if you're going home. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Wait.
Oh,
what?
Not done yet. Close.
Okay.
Not over yet. All right. Now, we have something for the two of you, so hold on for 1 minute.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Lawrence, a bedazzled microphone. Look at that.
Wow. That is cool. All right.
We expect to see it tonight.
Can you wait till tomorrow? Because I'm off tonight. We both are. Right, this way?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give Jim Vance and Chris Lawrence another hand, please.
All right, thank you so much, man. That is very cool.